How's it going, guys? We got another rope dart tutorial, and it's going to be for the move you just saw, which is just a nice intermediate little blend of some pretty fundamental stuff. So we'll start, as per usual, with a brief overview of what the technique entails. So all we have here, basically, is a couple of leg wraps, which, when I let go of this loop here, that I'm holding on to with my anchor hand, simply amount to be a body wrap, which is negated by a horizontal toss around the body back the other way. And in this particular case, assorting it with a barrel roll, a little jumping spin, and a toss out. So that is the nutshell version. So we'll get into the details now. So the leg wraps themselves are fairly self-explanatory, right? So from any old cast off out to the lead side, we're going to lift up that lead leg and wrap that thigh from the outside to the inside. We're going to hang on to this slack here, both hands. Now that leaves us in a wall plane spin, which we then lift with our anchor leg and wrap that thigh from the inside to the outside. Kind of a little half step here. I'll get into that in a bit. And grab. So we got everything controlled here with two hands, and this loop kind of being pulled across my anchor thigh to accommodate. So that's the first part of the sequence to get down. Pretty self-explanatory. Cast out. Wrap this thigh from outside to inside. Wrap the other thigh from inside to outside. Pull that slack. Hold onto that loop and pull it across that anchor leg. And hang on to, we should have about a foot or so of slack, provided your rope dart or meteor hammer is of traditional length. And that'll help us set up into the next part. Let's take a look at it from this side. The next part is going to be that horizontal toss back behind the body the other way, which will negate those first leg wraps. So let's first just do it from here with no footwork yet. Just grab onto this rope and toss it behind, and it should just naturally kind of come right into your hand with this much slack. It's just enough slack that you'll feel it. Just kind of get used to that. Pretty simple, intuitive little toss there. Wants to land right in my hand. My dart, I like to catch it like that. The hammer, catch it any old way, right? But with a rope dart, especially a well-balanced rope dart, this toss here definitely can tend to make it fly point first really cleanly sometimes, so that's a great way to do it. So here we go. Here, here, and here. Now, let's get into the barrel roll. Now this toss is just happening during the setup step. So I mentioned that little half step earlier. I'm not necessarily having to step. By half step, I just mean you don't have to necessarily step all the way on the same line, although you can. I'm just kind of stepping here so that it kind of puts my anchor leg forward, and that's plenty of a setup step to then get into this barrel roll. So as I do that little toss that has my dart end up back into my lead hand ready to throw, it's only happening during the setup step. It's only happening during this step, not necessarily midair. I'm just holding on to the dart as I do the barrel roll itself. By the way, I'll leave a barrel roll tutorial, or at least the best one I know of, in the description below if you still need help with it. It's definitely one of those things that looks harder than it really is. So yeah, if you need help with the barrel roll, I will leave that in the description below. So putting everything together real quick, at the first part, which is our leg wraps, the second part, which is our toss behind the body. So we have that little half step here. As we do that toss, we're simply taking a step back forward with the lead leg. Right? So as we do that toss, we're just taking that step, and I'm holding onto the dart for the barrel roll itself. So from this side, as I do that toss, I'm just taking this lead leg step, now barrel rolling, and tossing out. And that's all there really is to putting it all together. So let's do so. Brief recap. We're casting out, wrapping the lead leg from outside to inside, and then our anchor leg from inside to outside. Pull that slack across, grab onto the rope, toss behind, barrel roll, and out. So just kind of work on putting all those steps together so it's nice and fluid and just one clean sort of sequence. I will slow-mo it. I'll do it the other way one more time and check out any details that you might have missed or maybe that I neglected to mention, because that could certainly happen. So let's do it. And that's the technique. This has been one that has been a timeless staple in my game for almost as long as I've been doing this. Came up with this one many, many years ago and originally called it snake strikes from behind tree, because the rope guard is kind of behind us in this sort of way. We're like a tree trunk and there's a venomous snake just on the other side, and comes out by surprise. Gave it kind of a poetic, traditional style name back at the time. So yeah, but it's definitely a timeless classic for me. Dress it up, make it your own, as I always say. But yeah, that's the basic sequence itself, and hopefully you guys out there can incorporate it and have some fun with it. And for anybody else watching, hopefully it was entertaining, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.